Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. As you can see, we're coming to you from one of our favorite studios, Studio B. We enjoy coming out here, and a lot of times we meet our guests here and just have I wish you could see the rest of it. It's sort of unique, but glad to be here. And let's get started with our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew up here in Southport, taking care of our everyday air conditioning needs. We're looking at a high today, 83, low 71. And just check the water temperature at the end of the pier. It's right at 80 degrees, about 80.3. So it really, in about 2 weeks, it's dropped about 3 degrees if you're keeping up with it. So this is a good sign. I'm expecting next week to get down to about 79. All right, let's take a look at our river readings. As you can imagine, the Apalachicola just skyrocketed yesterday and the day before. It's reading right at 18 foot right now. That is high. It's about 17.9 to be exact. Choctaw Caryville, it's at 11, and it's going to be the same way. Both rivers don't be at flood stage. They're up in the colors you can see on the chart there. So be careful if you get on river. Personally, I wouldn't get on river this weekend. It's just not much going on. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn right here on 23rd Street. Neat tide today, but look at tomorrow and next week. We have some really strong tides coming in. It's going to be some great fishing next week. Get all this rain on out of here and get a little bit of that north wind drying things out. I'm looking for some really good bay fish and big redfish being caught. Our wind will be coming out north-northwest at about 6. Let's take a break and we'll be right back with a special guest. Welcome back. A special guest this morning, Coach Ernie Martin. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, nice to be here.
It's great to be you. The Crestview Bulldogs.
Yes,
Ernie got up this morning, drove all the way down from Crestview to be on Panhandle Outdoors, and we appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for having me back again.
We've had him on the show one time 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes, sir, it's been a while.
We can't wait that long next time, but Ernie's special to us. Tell the folks how we met.
Coach Chester and I met at the district track meet. It was back, I think, in like 98, 99. I was the head track coach and assistant football coach at the time. And we were at the district track meet, and he was working on the events, and my kids were in it. And we started talking about things, and next thing I know, he mentioned Panhandle Outdoors and that he had an outdoor education program at Mosley High School, and that I had started one about 6 years prior. And we just hit it off there because we figured out we had a lot of things we liked in common. I don't think there's a day that goes by that here I either one wouldn't mind wetting a hook. Today you don't have to do anything to wet your hook. All you got to do is just have it in your hand. You're going to get wet because it's raining everywhere.
That's right. And then we'd run into each other at different track meets and all. And
Yes,
every
sir.
time we saw each other, we just started talking about outdoors and what's going on with our outdoor classes. And you've got quite a few schools over there doing it now.
Yes, sir. It started to grow. We have some in Santa Rosa County. We have some more in Okaloosa County. Walton County now has a program at their magnet school, and we're starting to get the word out, and the kids are really taking a liking to it because it's a different kind of course, as you know. They get to see a lot of different things, and the whole idea with our concept, like you and I are talking about in the past, was to get the kids, or to make the kids aware of other opportunities with the environment, with the career opportunities out there. And I know, like you, we pre-COVID, we ran a litany of guest speakers through there that have their profession is tied to the outdoors, like charter boat captains, game and fish people, forestry to service, professional anglers. We're fortunate to be able to have some of those come in and talk to the kids, and it's paid off. We have a young man right now that graduated in 2016. 2 years ago, he was the youngest charter boat captain in the Destin Fleet, and has done really, really well for himself. And he promotes our program through his activity and his career. So
this is awesome, man. Ernie, you grew up over that area over there.
Yes, sir. I'm a Bulldog graduate, 1982. So yeah, we got homecoming next week, and I'll see a lot of people that are my age.
And we were talking about coaching. We've done almost the same coaching background. We've coached football, baseball, track, and whatever they needed coaching.
Yes, sir.
We did the same.
Yes, sir. We were there to assist and lend a hand in any form of fashion. But I left and spent about 10, 12 years in the Pensacola area. Got married in '85 to a wonderful lady from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Have 2 children. Our oldest daughter, Taylor, Troy graduate, Sound of the South, is teaching music, her and her husband both, in the Polk County area.
Oh, good.
My son was in the middle of the Disney College program until COVID hit, and he's back working on finishing his bachelor's degree.
Good deal.
Just been blessed to be back since 1993, and like they say, the rest is history. We've been rolling ever since.
I know I'm so proud of you and your program over there. Keep in touch on occasion and seeing what's going on. And I know, when you're growing up in the area, you just have a certain love for the outdoors in the Florida Panhandle.
Yes, sir.
And I know you have people that influence you as you're growing up. Who are some folks that influence you in outdoors?
Oh, well, it started with the type of family I grew up in, with a dad that was one of 9 and a mother that was one of 10, plenty of uncles, plenty of cousins, plenty of farm ponds, and a sister who, it was kind of different growing up because she was a senior at Crestview High School the year I was born. So it was like having, an extra mom. But it was worse too, because I could never get in trouble in elementary school because my sister was a teacher there. So yeah, I was on lockdown for first 6 years of my education, but
that was probably good for you.
Probably didn't hurt. But we had a lot of outdoor. My family grew up in the Blackwater State Forest area, and they knew how to hunt and fish. And in our outdoor education class, it's amazing to me to mention something or to go into a unit and you get that blank stare, and you get kids raise their hand and go, "Coach, what is cane syrup?" And when you start bringing in your family and they're showing you what cane syrup is and they have never tried it for the first time, that's a neat experience. To bring something to them that has been in our growing and in our culture that they don't understand or haven't had an idea about, and all of a sudden they see it, and it's just amazing to me to introduce them to something that's new, that's been around forever.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Sometimes I would make a remark or something along those lines, and I can't think of anything right now, but there was always something, I'd get that blank look from them.
Oh,
and
yes.
realize this is another generation.
Absolutely.
Somehow we got to bridge that gap, and that's how we did it.
Yes, sir, we do.
Bring examples and all.
Yes, sir,
and once they found out, wow, they were excited. And that's a good example there.
Yeah.
The cane syrup era, and I know up around Bluntstown, they have this big festival. I think it's coming up this weekend around Goat Day or something. They doing all that cane.
Yeah.
Does anybody still do it up that way?
The Saturday before Thanksgiving, they will have a couple of meals running. I know that in the past, my family had the meal, the Youngblood meal, up in Escambia Farms, and they finally shut it down 2 years ago. But while it was in its heyday, they would open up the pasture, and there would be people from all over the Southeast. There would be bluegrass and country music being played on stage, and when they started making the syrup, in that process, it's from start to finish. There's no sit-down time, but we'd show up about the time the biscuits and sausage got ready and got ours, and shoot video and show the kids how it was done. But there's still a couple around in the Okaloosa, Walton County area that still
that's
makes
interesting. I'm glad that's still keeping the tradition going.
Yes, sir.
Now in that area, what do y'all use to turn it? Back in the day, they used old mule. What do they use now?
Some of them still have that mule, and some of them use some mechanical or tractors and conveyor belts and like that.
That's cool.
But it's still the same process of getting it out of the juice and then turn around and taking the stalks and stuff back out to fertilize the field once again.
Yeah, it's such a strong part of our rich heritage here in Florida
Yes,
Panhandle, that cane syrup. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Coach Ernie Martin. Okay, welcome back. Coach Ernie Martin from Crestview High School Bulldogs. Just a nice community, always been just a perfect location. Are y'all growing a little bit now?
Not a little bit, leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
We are the largest high school in the school district. We were over 2,400 students.
Wow.
Selling a house in Crestview doesn't take very long. The problem is you need to make sure you got a place to go when you get it sold. Because it's really been growing by leaps and bounds. They're having to do a lot of improvements to the infrastructure now, and our mayor and all our townspeople are really working on making that place a growing community.
Wow, and people come from all over.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And it's happening. Wow, let's talk about, you got your bass fishing team going. In fact, we ran into each other at a bass tournament not too long ago, high
Yes,
school
sir.
bass tournament.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what's going on.
I probably have been trying to get this established since the first time we had our show together. And about 3 years ago, it finally came to fruition. There was a lot of planning from the school district with Mr. Chambers and that, making sure that all our policies matched to what the BASS was going to need. And we finally got it going. And it was the Crestview High Bass team. Our first tournament was in February at the City Park in Palatka on the St. Johns River. And it was an experience I won't soon forget. Glenn Cale, the state director for it, is an amazing man. He does a super job. He came all the way from Lakeland to Crestview High School to help promote, when we promote his program and ours. And we had about 300 people in attendance that night. That's awesome. That first tournament, we took 11 teams and did okay. Like I said, it was brand new to us. We got our eyes open because there was about 170 teams that competed those 2 days. Wonderful experience. The kids enjoyed it. And like I said, once they went to that first tournament, the ones that were fishing were absolutely hooked on the program. And it's through the BASS, and they send out flyers all the time about when they're going to start with the tournament schedules on the back. And I brought this for you guys for the Panhandle area in case there are high school and junior high school kids in the area that are looking for a program. I know that there's some in this area. I know that Sneads High School and Weewall-Hitchcock High School both have programs. And when COVID hit the Crestview program, we had to make an adjustment to see if we could keep our kids fishing. So we removed it from the school district and made it a community program so that the student anglers that wanted to fish, if they felt comfortable enough in going, they could still participate. So we got out of the school district and renamed it the Emerald Coast Youth Bassmasters. Okay. And they fished through that entire segment last year and have already started again this year.
Okay, I've got some pictures here. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
You sent this one. Tell us about this picture right here.
That picture right there, that is from our very first tournament. That's two of our student anglers, Reed Fleming and Peyton Seiler. This was in September at Palatka at the St. Johns River, 168 boats. And this team right here had an excellent weekend. They, I think their biggest bag of fish was right at 15 pounds. And they came in sixth place, and
that many boats, wow!
And won prizes and money. And the biggest thing is it put them in the points bracket to help them qualify for the state championship, which will be held in June. That's the thing about BASS; it will absolutely progress itself. You got a chance to go to the national championship.
Wow!
This next picture is from last weekend. We sent two teams to the South Division Series. They were in Leesburg, Florida, on the Harris chain, and these two young men here fished the tournament and had a 5-fish limit both days. They Chase and I believe that's Jack Huckabee and Chase.
Okay.
They went and did a real good job, and we had Trace Matthews and Matthew Mitchell also went. They weighed in fish. That's Jack's with a pre-fish fish that he held up, and about the time he held it up, they heard a boat coming, so they actually got it back in order quick. And
so
didn't want to put away, give away the hidey hole. This picture here is from the end of the season last year. We had our get together at over at Milton on the Blackwater River at Carpenter's Park, and this is a unique tournament we have right here because they fish against each other. But then also Coach Martin and our assistant principal, Mr. Harvell, throws their hat in the ring. And the dads and the helpers fish against the kids. And they like that tournament more than they like some of the others because they try to beat the old men.
That gets competitive, doesn't it?
And that day, it was a good day. I'll let one of the kids come back and tell you who won that one. So.
That's cool. I know. That's a fun deal right there.
Oh, they enjoy it. They like that competing, and that's what it's about.
Well, I know the Harris Chain tournament. Liberty County was down there, and I think Sneads and some of those boys were down there. So what we want to try. What we're doing is we want to encourage all of our communities throughout the Panhandle, Apalachicola, all the way through everybody. Try to get that bass team going to school. You can do it through the school or you do it through the community, but get that outdoor stuff going.
One of the things I told him, Mr. Chester, when we started this, I said, I've been in coaching, all my life. I've been coaching football in any sports since 1987. And, there's students in these schools everywhere that may not be able to hit the three-point shot or may not be able to get rebounds or throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball or make a tackle or kick a football. But you put a rod and reel in their hand, and they can absolutely compete with the best. That Palatka tournament, those kids were excited about where they placed, but they were even more excited because the first thing them kids ran up to me and says, Coach, I just want you to know that we beat Scott Martin's daughter. He says, we were fishing right beside him. And he's like, I was like, well, you're fishing with the big guys. That means you're just as big as them.
That's cool.
It gives a kid a chance that may not be an athlete in certain areas, but when you put that rod and reel in their hand, it gets real even real fast.
That's cool. We're going to take our final break, come back. We're going to do our Friday drawing right after this break. So hang in there. We'll be right back. Welcome back with Coach Ernie Martin, who drove all the way down from Crestview this morning to be on Panhandle Outdoors, and we appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It was an eventful trip. I'm telling you, it rained the whole way. I thought I was in a boat there a couple times.
I'm telling you. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 108 to 308 this morning, and this afternoon 136 to 336. Now, we're going to do our drawing. I'm going to let Ernie do the drawing. And the first two now will be the $25 gift certificate to Los Antojitos Mexican restaurant down on Beck Avenue in St. Andrews. So, Ernie, one at a time now.
All right, let's see who we got here today.
All right.
Oh, and the lucky one is me. I'm kidding. No. This is Miss Angela Campbell from Panama City.
From Panama City, okay.
All right, Miss Angela.
All right, the second winner for Los Antojitos.
Who is this? Sharon Thompson from Bayou George. Miss Sharon.
Sharon Thompson.
You win as well.
All right, now this goes to Tarpon Dog Seafood, the freshest seafood on the Gulf Coast. I can promise you, that fishing fleet there, they supply the restaurants in Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, and New York City.
Awesome.
That's how fresh they are. All right, here we go. This is a $20 gift. We're going to do this is a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dog Seafood, and the winner is
H.C. Slay from Bonifay.
All right, Mr. Slay from Bonifay, and the last one is going to be a big red snapper.
Oh, a big red snapper.
Big red snapper.
And that goes to Nancy Flores from Panama City.
All right, good job. All right, congratulations, all you winners. And if you didn't win this time, maybe you win next time. We got a couple minutes left. Let's talk.
Okay.
The outdoor ed things you're doing and all that we want the other schools doing them, and I know when we both had the classes, we talked about boating safety is so strong.
Yes, sir.
I would keep a record of boating accidents.
Oh, we do too.
And so, anyways, what are y'all doing now with boating safety?
And sad to say that Okaloosa County is always in the top 3 in the state of Florida for boating fatalities, and there's several times it's number 1. And the problem is when it's number 1 in the state, that usually means it's number 1 in the nation.
Yeah.
And as we built this outdoor ed program, I wanted something that we could keep the thread of safety going all the way through the class from the beginning to the end of the semester. And with Dr. Wilbur Higley and the United States Sail and Power Squadron and Karen Gersak, all out of the Fort Walton Beach branch, they were able to adopt our class. And from the get-go, we started teaching the safe boating course through that organization. And when you enter the outdoor ed class at Crestview High School, the semester exam, the exit exam, 2/3 of it is the certification exam for the safe boating certificate for their safe boating license. And we take pride in getting those students ready. And this year, if the projections are right, we should surpass over 2,200 students.
That's awesome.
In Crestview High School that have received their safe boating certificates. And
that's good.
We take great pride in that because anywhere on the map in the state of Florida, you're 50 miles from a large body of water.
That's the truth.
And safe boating, it's just a must. I feel like every high school in the state of Florida should teach this unit.
I agree. It should be required. Really. And, all right, now let's look at, we got, this is, in the fall, you got the rest of the school year. Y'all having field trips, anything like that y'all do?
Once we can get back started, we will do field trips. There for a while, as you know, October is the Destin Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo, and for several years there, we would load up students and parents and take them down, and a couple of the charter buses would give our kids a discount, because most of the time when we took students deep sea fishing during the rodeo, we would have 80 or 85% that would be first time anglers. They'd never been out in the Gulf, and we would try to do enough prep work before we left to get them ready. And the students and the teachers and the parents just loved that, being able to get down there and do that. It was kind of funny. I was looking for some chaperones from the high school, and I have a couple of ladies, Miss Archie and Coach Pinkerton. Anytime we go, they're the first ones up, and they're going to go. They love it, and they love being around the kids when we get out in the Gulf. It's a neat experience. We do those. We have game and fish that come in and bring the boats and do a lot of demonstrations. We have professional anglers. We've had elite Bass Pro Shaw Griggs come up and do seminars. Like I said, we'll be trying to do the syrup presentations, take some different field trips while when we have the opportunity.
That's cool. I know when we took our field trips and all, we would get teachers volunteering. And I said, y'all just want to get out of class one day. And they said, well, the students get out of class. Why can't we get out of class? So that's always fun. We always had a great time doing that.
Yes, sir.
I know the parents and teachers had a great time doing that. We're getting ready to wrap things up. What you got coming up? Fishing? You gonna do any fishing, hunting? Anything coming up soon?
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of fishing right there in the backyard with as much water as we had. But no, I'm kidding. I have been blessed. Not only does the high school team and our outdoor aid class have sponsors, but I've been able to do some semi-pro bass tournament fishing for the past 10 years, and I couldn't do it without our sponsors from Okaloosa County with Kekela Peters and Pounders, Hawaiian Grill, and people like Tiffany Woodham at State Farm.
Oh, that's great.
I just couldn't do it without them. But we're getting ready to get started and do a little bit more, make some more videos, and teach the kids something else.
And y'all get great support from your administration at school. I know
Absolutely.
that.
Mr. Sanders is now taking over, and he is 100% in on the outdoor ed program.
Well, bring some of them down next time you come. Okay?
We plan on it.
We got to get out of here. Thank you, folks, for watching our show. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.